Turkey is set to ramp up its trade efforts with the United States and push for the removal of new tariffs imposed by Washington, Turkish Trade Minister Ömer Bolat announced. In response to President Donald Trump's decision to impose reciprocal tariffs ranging from 10% to 50% on U.S. imports from multiple countries, Turkey plans to accelerate sectoral preparations, boost trade diplomacy, and engage in direct negotiations for tariff relief on Turkish exports, Kaliberos reports citing Turkish media sources. Bolat emphasized that Trump's new trade policies are expected to accelerate shifts in global supply chains, adding, sectoral steps will be taken to increase Turkey's share of the U.S. market under the framework of a win-win principle. Turkey intends to analyze the emerging trade landscape created by the new tariff regime, allowing it to intensify trade and strengthen economic cooperation with the U.S. The additional tariffs could disrupt trade ties with the U.S. and affect global export markets. To minimize the impact and capitalize on new opportunities, Turkey plans to implement strategic measures in key sectors, including textiles, ready-wear clothing, and machinery. These initiatives align with Turkey's broader Far Countries strategy, which includes the U.S., Bolat explained. Since Trump's return to the White House in January, Turkey has closely monitored U.S. trade decisions and engaged in active dialogues. After a phone call between Trump and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkey's Deputy Trade Minister met with the U.S. Deputy Trade Representative to discuss mutual trade challenges, define a roadmap for economic relations, and explore new steps to enhance bilateral trade. Bolat announced that both countries had agreed to convene the next Trade and Investment Council meeting as soon as possible to bolster trade and investment cooperation. Additionally, Bolat will attend the Turkish-American Conference in Washington in May, where he will hold talks with the U.S. Commerce Secretary and Trade Representative to outline a joint business plan. Noting the growth in bilateral trade, Bolat highlighted that in 2024, trade between Turkey and the U.S. increased by 4.7% to $35.2 billion. Despite the U.S. holding a $2.4 billion trade surplus, Turkey remains committed to the $100 billion trade volume target initially set during Trump's first term. Turkey seeks negotiations to remove the 10% additional customs duties on Turkish exports, with Bolat noting that Trump has already shown openness to these discussions.